all just agree at this point that no one should listen to Stephen King when it comes to movies? He has terrible taste in movies. Let's get into the recent adaptation of his work, The Boogeyman. Hey everybody, it's Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the most recent adaptation of Stephen King's work, The Bye-Bye Man. Oh wait, no, sorry. The Quiet Man. Nope, that's not either. Just Boogeyman. Boogeyman. Nope, I think that's about a YouTuber who recently got in a fight. No, we're going to be talking about The Boogeyman. Yes, that's the title of this film. But before we get into the review itself, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, letting me know what you think of The Boogeyman or this video, and turning on the bell notification so you'll be notified whenever I drop a review or a 4K review on the channel. Okay, so this film is directed by Rob Savage. One strike. Second strike, Stephen King adaptation, man. Third strike would be a overblown creature, fire, something at the end that just doesn't match with the film that came before it. Well, we got 3 strikes, so you're out, Boogeyman. You're out, The Boogeyman, whatever the fuck this movie's called. This movie is just very bland. It's very generic. The only thing that was interesting was, pause, let me tell you what the movie's about. I forgot, there's a premise to this movie. Does it like fully deliver on that premise? No, but let me tell you this premise. There's a dad, he's a therapist. You know, we've got to have a guy who deals with feelings yet can't deal with his own feelings. That's what this is about. He's got 2 daughters. The mom is recently deceased in a car accident, and then a man comes to his house seeking his advice and unleashes the boogeyman onto this family that is dealing with turmoil and strife and all of those things. So that's what we've got here. We've got a family in turmoil that just lost their mother, and now they're dealing with the damn boogeyman who's coming in the dark. So overall, this movie is competently directed. It's not written very well. It's directed fine. The cinematography is fine. The music is fine. Yes, it's a lot of jump scares. I think they're boring and bland. There's nothing really interesting here on that front. And overall, I just don't think it's a good movie, so I think you should just pass. I was gonna go see it last night, but then a little game called Diablo 4 came out, and so I decided to stay home and just play Diablo. I played a little bit of the Destiny 2 New Dungeon, and then I jumped into Diablo 4. I think I made a wise decision, but anyway, I went today. It was like 11 o'clock. I was the only one in there, if that says anything. 11 o'clock on a Friday, I'm the only one in there, but it was a good viewing experience because I could browse Twitter on my phone while this movie was being boring. It's boring. The whole movie is just very boring. There is an interesting concept and premise here, obviously, because that is Stephen King. He gives you good concepts to go off of. He just doesn't always deliver on the end product. You know, it is very much that. Anyway, so there is good stuff here with grief and characters and people dealing with that stuff. I'll be honest, the scariest thing in this movie is the high school friends that this girl has. Friends. She's got one friend, and the other one, they're just shitty girls. But anyway, they're even like taunting her about her dead mother. It's real fucked up. That's the scariest thing in this movie is them. The boogeyman is not that scary. He's just a thing in the dark, you know? That's another thing that's annoying about this movie. We already had a movie called Lights Out and probably 100 others that deal with something in the dark. We've got to use light to thwart this. Yes, there's a ball with light and then very minimal lighting in this house. You know, it's like, hey, we got no flashlights, we got no candles, nobody turns on a fucking light through this whole movie. They're just like, nah, it's fine. I know he's in the dark, but it's fine. We don't need to turn on the lights. We got this orb that's gonna get shattered within the first like 30 minutes. I thought that was gonna be like a pivotal thing. They show it in the marketing and they're like, hey, this is rolling and rolling and this girl's gonna use this to navigate. No, they use it once. She rolls it down a hallway and then it's gone. The creature crushes it. And this is very similar. I can't even speak today. I'm just all over the place. They crush it. Anyway, this is very similar to last year's Smile, where we like set this thing up, we've got to investigate it, and then we've got this like big bad thing at the end. The difference is Smile was inventive and somewhat interesting and was not really boring. I was invested in that movie. Whether you think that's a good movie or a bad movie, that is neither here nor there. This, however, sets up a concept that doesn't fully go through with it. It becomes a very different movie at the end. You know, we're dealing with grief and how that turmoil can lead to these external factors and sometimes supernatural things, how they're brought upon a family. And then yet the third act is just big creature feature, you know, with like, we've got to have fire. We've got to do this big thing where we see the creature creature, which is always bad. Never show your creature that much because it loses all of its scariness potential. You see this thing in the shadows here and there, and it's fine. The minimal use of the boogeyman is what makes it effective. And then in the third act, we just see this thing crawling around. It's very dumb. And of course, we got to have the thing on top of one of the characters, like sucking its life. Oh man, it's just not good. I was so bored throughout this movie. I don't think there's really anything redeeming. Like I said, it's shot fine, the writing's fine, the characters are fine, the actors are fine. The little girl is from, what is that, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. She wasn't great as little Princess Leia. I thought she was annoying there, and I don't think she's that great in this movie. The best acting she does is when she has to get a tooth removed, like door-wise. The boogeyman pulls her tooth. I mean, the boogeyman is just trying to help out. The mom's not there to help pull a tooth. She doesn't want to go to a dentist. Obviously, the dad doesn't know how to do that, to call a dentist to get a tooth removed. And so the boogeyman does it for her. He's like, hey, I don't want to eat something that's got a tooth that's rotting in you, so I'm going to help you rip that shit out. That's all I've got. This movie's bad. Don't watch it. I don't think you should see it at all. Yet again, another failed Stephen King adaptation. As always, don't listen to Stephen King when it comes to movie recommendations because he's bad at it. He has terrible taste in movies. Thanks for stopping by and watching my review for The Boogeyman or whatever the hell it's called. And I'm going to link some videos for you at the end, as always. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you guys in my next review.